it was a slow build, and I think some of us that lack technology skills have trouble sometimes when starting a business. And it's been, I can't even remember how long ago that I originally reached out to Susan. It was many, many years ago, and it was literally a start from scratch. We needed to develop a website and logos and all that sort of stuff. So she helped with the entire process. So it was nice to have that resource to be able to always lean on when I needed something developed. So yeah, so starting from nothing, she was pretty integral with the growth of. We have 3 or 4 of our brands now, and we've branched out to a provincial sports organization. So she's always led the charge with logo development, company identity and website. So she has been an invaluable resource for us for sure. Well, identity was probably the biggest one. I had a bunch of different ideas insofar as what I was looking to do, but I really had no idea how to do it. I'm not, I would call normal tech savvy as far as, navigating certain things. But when it came to design and creation and putting what my thought was into actual visual copy, it was just something that was so far out of my comfort range. So that was probably one of the biggest things right off the bat that helped. I think it was kind of like the expansion of our business, because when I knew that I had somebody to work with, when I came up with an idea and wanted to kind of sprout, just for example, I wanted to change logos, like as the business grew and as our identity changed, I wanted certain revisions done to the logo, which definitely gave the company a new look. So that was, I think, probably one of the biggest things was just the ability to do that. I started a fight promotion. And with that, there was multiple logos, but I wanted it all rolled up to a master logo. So yeah, it's just the ability to expand the business confidently, knowing that I could deliver the visual product was key. It's, I think, just we've established a working relationship, and the expectations are realized on both sides. So we've had yeah, it's, I know when I ask for something and I'm looking for something specific, I always get it back pretty darn close to exactly what I asked for right out of the gate. So that shows me that, eVision's dialed into what I do as a business. And obviously that has, really impacted our relationship over the years and strengthened it. So, I've had stuff that needed quick turnaround, and I always knew that it would come back fast. I've had people with technical issues in my team that I could get them resolved really quick. So just that whole confidence, and it's truly been teamwork oriented with regards to how our two companies work together. So I would have to say more recently, probably the assistance with the fight series that I launched. There was a lot of stuff, and when you do firsts of anything, there's bumps in the road and different things that you don't realize that you need. And there was a couple of things that I needed developed from scratch, and then I needed it to have a quick turnaround, and then I needed to adjust it and edit it. And every time it came back super fast, and it was professional. So it definitely gave me that confidence that no, if anything does come up here that I don't know, that I know that I have Susan and her team to lean on to be able to deliver it. So that was a definitely probably one of the biggest, what I felt to be lifesavers going through this past expansion in our business. So um I'm going to say confident and trusted are probably the two biggest. Um, I'm confident in what I do now, and if I have a new idea how to get it done, the trust that it's delivered the way that I was looking for in a timely fashion. So that gives me a confidence to move forward with my business. So those are probably the trust and confidence are the two biggest things that I think has been built with eVision Media. 100%. And yes, absolutely already have. Anybody that I know that I have a counterpart, not counterpart, but a good friend of mine who has a similar business on the island. And she had called me and she's like, "Oh, you know, how is your website developed and whatnot?" And I just instantly gave her Susan's name. So I've referred her that. We've started a provincial sports organization. We used eVision for that setup and logo design and everything. So anytime that I can promote eVision, yeah, I absolutely do. So I have no issues with being honest, but I'm actually at a bit of a loss because I'm very big on being prompt in turnaround times, and those have always been delivered. I've never really waited for long terms for stuff. You know, I'm not trying to say that eVision is perfect, but I can't think of anything that I would put it forward as a complaint. If I would have, it would have been very minor and it would have been dealt with immediately. But I really, yeah, I honestly can't think of anything. And again, so I'm not saying that anybody's perfect per se, but everything that I've had to deal with I can't even think of a negative, to be honest, because it's always been back and forth to the point where I'm happy with what my end result is insofar as what eVision is delivering. So, you know, if there was something I didn't like insofar as how something was designed, I had no issue with saying, "Nah, I don't like that. Can you change this a bit?" It came back done. So, so yeah, I can't think of anything at this point. You know, it's just nice to have built that relationship over the years. And you don't, and when you asked for this interview, I was like, what? And I started thinking, I'm like, oh my God, I've been doing this with them for quite a while. And then I start thinking of all the different things that they've helped with. So I'm like, absolutely, I'd love to contribute to it. So